Hello everybody, welcome back to James' Classic Movies. I'm James, and today we're going to talk about the Civil War, a movie called Field of Lost Shoes, filmed in 2014 or 2014. I don't know where I'm getting this 214 at. It's dropping to zero, but starring Tom Skerritt, David Arquette, and Jason Isaacs. This is a Civil War based drama based on the entry into the Civil War and some kids who are attending the Virginia Military Institute who have been living a sheltered life from the war, and they're finally called upon to do their duty and enter the Civil War. And take a look at this because I want you to understand what this movie's about.
They say you are the general the nation has been praying for.
The Civil War began closing in on the Shenandoah Valley, a place that was home to the military school my father had sent me when he became a general in the Confederate Army. And none of us knew it at that time, but our world was about to explode over the issue of slavery in America.
The battalion of cadets of the Virginia Military Institute is ordered to defend the valley.
Are we really going to fight?
I want you to stay safe. Whatever happens, you stay with me.
You'll be fine.
It's a war, not a party. We should not be fighting to keep people in chains.
Will you, or will you not, defend Virginia?
Heavenly Father, this morning we march into the Valley of Death as brothers in arms. Help us to be strong. Help us to do our duty.
Commence fire! Hit the front side of that hill!
They've torn a hole in the center of our line.
Send the boys in. May God forgive me.
Fire!
This war will end. And you boys, you're the future of this country.
Okay, you got a little insight onto the movie, so let's get into it. If you recall movies such as Gettysburg and, of course, Gods and Generals, then you'll understand what we're getting ready to talk about here. To me, the Civil War was just a waste of men, a total waste. This is like most wars, they're political wars. You can look all the way back to the beginning of time. I mean, even in the Roman army and Persian armies and stuff like that, while the rich sit back on their well-fed behinds and eat caviar and drink champagne, while the youth of the nation are sent to shed their blood and in most cases make the ultimate sacrifice on the battlefield, while well-fed politicians sit on their behinds and do nothing. We won't get into politics here, but you understand what I'm saying. I'm sure most of you very well understand what I'm saying. If you look back at Gettysburg, well, before we get there, let's just touch base on something real quick. Most people would be of the opinion that the Civil War was fought about slavery, and they would be about 20% right. 75% of this action, or 80% of the Civil War, was fought on the accusations or predication that the Civil War was fought for solely the rights of states to govern themselves without interference from the government. Of course, with the invention of the cotton gin, slavery got caught up in it as an issue. And of course, when Abraham Lincoln was elected president, he vowed to do away with slavery. And of course, one thing led to another. The firing on Fort Sumter, states seceding from the Union, the Civil War was inevitable. And it began. Some things in these movies have factual base. Let's jump into Gettysburg here real quick. the arrival of Colonel Fremantle of Her Majesty's elite Coldstream Guards as General Longstreet told General Pickett and his staff, was not sent over here by Queen Victoria. Colonel Fremantle was sent over here on his own accord, left England, came over here to observe and see what was going on firsthand, not under the authority of Queen Victoria, as the movie is led to believe. It never straightens that point out. England was dead set against slavery and would not support the South in any way as long as they supported the institution of slavery. It's wrong, it's never been right, and England wasn't going to get involved with that. But that for one reason or another, Fremantle showed up on his own accord to observe and see what was going on. And of course, I imagine he would eventually report back to Victoria, but the mission he was on was not for the Queen. In other words, she didn't say, Colonel Fremantle, go to the United States and spy on them rebels. No, she had no knowledge of Fremantle's appearance here into the United States, which is Fremantle wasn't the only one curious about what was going on over here. Other countries were interested in what was happening and wondering how they could probably profit on it. But that's the way war goes. To the victor goes the spoils. I hope you enjoyed this movie and understand that things don't always go the way you planned them to, and wars break out, and when they do, we lose our most precious blood in the process. And I hope that people will realize that, and but then again, how long is this plan to have compilation on it, and they still haven't learned that lesson? Until next time, I'm James with James's Classic Movies. You have been watching Field of Lost Shoes.